Anyways, let's go for another one. Next up on our list is Dangerous Minds. All your units count as all subtypes, but you'll double your drafts. And you'll double your drafts, but the enemy units have haste, so you better get the most out of it. So, friendly units count as all subtypes. That makes some relics very strong. Enemy units get haste. And 2 for 1. Each time you draft a card, gain a second copy. All units have all subtypes won't always be useful. Exactly in these clans it's not. There are uses for it in mostly Remnant and Hellhound. For tombs and imps and demons. But outside of those, there are not too many effects that care about your unit type. Bye, Bestari, thank you for coming. Telos with Daze and Sap. We have Fel with Armor and Seraph with Sap as well. Flash Freeze, Bogfly and Preserve are starting cards. We are playing Tethys as our champion. And we'll have the Echo Breaks from our secondary clan. Ooh, that's an early Carving Karuska. I will take that. A Mark of a Champion. That's not that great on Tethys, and Iron Dropcage is probably at its worst with these two clans. Because the only ascent in these clans is Siren Song, which is a rare and only works on the Spirebound. So I'm gonna go with Winged Indulgence here. Damage spells cost 1 less, makes all our starter cards free. Let's go Conduit. Having good starter cards can make a decent difference. Spikes 3, huh? We better not let the enemies hit Tethys. No, and we also better don't let Tethys hit the enemies. All enemies have haste. But there might still spawn a collector on this floor. Look at that. Definitely want to take you out. That's 5 damage we get to save if we play this. Okay, let's see if we can do it. This is a bit scary. Good enough. I should have Tethys in front of the Bogflies. Then I would have had enough and wouldn't need to take 5 damage here. Mollusk Mage, Titan's Gratitude or Energy Siphon. Titan's Gratitude is good, but Mollusk Mage is also quite good. I'm gonna go with Mollusk Mage here. Oh, wow. Yes. The armor would also have been nice, but... Let's go for Stygian units. Nameless Siren or Guard of the Unnamed? How do we do damage if we pick Guard of the Unnamed, and how do we do defense if we pick Nameless Sirens? Yeah, that's a bit of an issue, isn't it? I'll go with the Nameless Siren though. Do we need cost reductions on anything? All these will be cost reduced by Tethys. I guess the Flash Freeze are the most likely ones to get played on different floors. Plus 20 medals on the Echo Break. We don't want to remove it. The Echo Breaks are targetable, so their damage matters more. These upgrades were not that impactful, but we also only spent like 100 and actually 160 gold. Maybe it wasn't worth that much gold. No damage spell in our opening hand. We have to sacrifice someone here. Definitely want to be on the top floor. Who's gonna be our sacrifice? Walkfly, probably. We do get to kill all these enemies at least. But this next floor, this wave, this is a bit rough. Can use you to get the collector. Kill the spikes guy. Also kill the crossbowman. As many of these as possible. Fly to block. It's gonna absorb all the damage. So far so good. That's Proclamation. Really happy to draw this. How do we not die to the boss though? Like, is there a way? Proclamation would be very helpful. I need to play it here anyway, so might as well use it like this. Get rid of the backliner. Gives us one hit with the Nameless Siren, and these spells are quite some amount of damage. We take one hit to you, 8 damage. That's acceptable. I need some defense. But there is Crypt Builder. Hostingkin, Echo Transfer, Echo Infusion. Echo Infusion is very nice. We need the unit upgrades now, I think. Extra health on one of the sirens. I think we can put an Echo Stone on a backliner. Then reroll because large stone is really not what we want. Now is the question, do we get a siren with Frenzy Stone and Rune Stone instead? That will not be enough defense, but neither will the simple Heartstone. So no matter what we do here, it's always gonna be somewhat tough. I should have looked at this first. Do we just combine the Nameless Sirens? Or do we add a Guard of the Unnamed into the mix? Feel like we need more defense than just the upgrade. Gives us a little bit more starting health, which is nice. And most importantly, it adds quite a bit of defensive scaling. Okay. Frostbite spikes Rage. This allows us to overstack our floor. Potentially. It's not always there. It can be buffs, then damage, heal or buff, and then capacity, card draw, money, these things. And skip the ascent descent, I think. It's 3 out of 4. I kind of wanted armor here, but that's not available. I think I might take spikes actually. Damage, heal, buff. Heal might be helpful, but we're mostly gonna use armor. Let's take buff. And then we have increased capacity. That will help as well. It's no overstack, but it will certainly be useful. Whew. This is gonna be a rough Talos fight. Can we keep you alive? 10, 16, 32 with 31. No. No, nothing here lives. Oh, the train steward does. 10, 16, 32. Oh yeah, because you still absorb the hit from Talos. But the other way, we couldn't make the guard live there. This is the important siren. We can kill these two off. Block these hits with the train steward. Get the siren ready to tank. I should have played the other siren, because I do think that's what I want. That will give us enough damage to kill both of those. Don't want to deal with you. And we freeze the frozen lands for next turn. Looks like we're in a good spot. That is not a problem. Boss does also have haste. We're strong enough to face her. Siren Song, Perfect Insanity, or Echoes of the Past. This might be a skip. Siren Song could be okay. Perfect Insanity could also be reasonable. Yeah, I'm willing to take Perfect Insanity because I have Karuska and just generally quite a lot of stuff going on. We don't want any more units here, I think. And we pick draw. I think it's removals and dupes that we want here. Guild Marker, Worm Grindstone. The Grindstone is not actually bad. +5 attack for everyone does matter. But I'm gonna go for Guild Marker anyways. Do we dupe the Siren of the Sea, the Nameless Siren? The upgraded one with multi-strike and armor? Just have our floor be 2 of these. And Tethys, and then later we combine the Mollusk Mages into one. Add those to the floor when we pick +1 capacity, if we even pick that. No, if we play the old magic, of course. That is what we use for that. And I think the damage, all the infused starter cards that are 1-cost damage spells are actually really good for us. So we don't want to remove those. Do we go with Sweep now? Does Sweep even matter? I kind of want Frostbite, but that's also not that good. Spell Weakness is hard to use. Because we can't really set up on the bottom floor most of the time. We need some armor scaling and stuff. I guess we go Conduit too. Even if it only affects a single crypt builder right now. I think we can deal with the multi-strike just because we have a lot of spells to deal with enemies. I'm very glad we got our Nameless Siren in the opening hand because that was not guaranteed. Could play a crypt builder here. No, we'll set up the Mollusk Mage. We can't really go insane right now. You don't deal damage to our Pyre. Maybe we let you go. We would deal... That would be another 3 plus 8, 11 damage. I guess it doesn't make a big enough difference. Slightly off of playing the Perfect Insanity, although that would have been very nice right there. I want you to have spikes, and then we put another one just behind you. Slam that guy, nuke that guy. And then put you out. We need to keep controlling the incoming damage. Proclamation is very good for that purpose. Nice. Good work, Mollusk Mage. Bye. Oof. Well, if we go Tethys 3, that could work. Yeah, let's go Conduit 3. Guardian Stone. Is that what we fuse onto our Mollusk Mages? Nope, we take the Ice Storm. I think we take a Forgotten Trade. That will help us quite a lot sometimes. When we draw bad hands due to the Volatile Gorge. Let's look at some relics. Oh yes. Both of these are great, but one of them is more than just great. One of them doubles our offensive and defensive scaling at the same time. Let's do a double mollusk here. I want a True Stone on the Ice Storms. At least on one of them. And we can probably use a Twin Stone on one of these damage spells, but... do we take a Forgotten Name? I think so. Let's get all the magic power sources. This Nameless Siren needs to leave. Same goes for this Guard of the Unnamed, so we now have a Nameless Siren in our opening hand. Bogflies are also suddenly really bad. Not quite as bad as the Train Stewards though. This upcoming fight is a bit scary, so I'm not gonna pick any more shards. Mark of Invasion. That should be fine. I think we're okay with dealing with Mark of Invasion here. We have both our Sirens. That is great. And still enough energy to get rid of the entire top floor. Well, not energy. It's not the energy that does it. A 1 damage... no, more than 1 damage short. We don't have Mollusk Mages yet, so our damage spells won't outright kill these Silent Marksmen, and they do have stealth, so we do need to kill them with stealth, with spells. We do have Forgotten Trade. Should probably use it. This is just an incant trigger at this point. Let's gain some spikes. Put down the mollusk. And then we throw out Ice Storms. Let's not forget about the Collector this time. And as usual, we kill everything with spells here on top floor. That's a bit too much damage for an incant trigger. We should play the targeted ones first, so the echo breaks. This gives us an energy back, so we can play Perfect Insanity. We can play it, but we don't want to. Because we can only play it on the top floor. Let's freeze it for now. It's 3 cost, so it's a bit hard to play, but if we really need to, we can. Targeted first. There's only one targeted one though. Six times 8, that's quite a bit. But you know, not that much. Actually, I want these guys gone. We are not guaranteed to be able to kill them. Not like we really have any trouble killing them either. We didn't quite get to Perfect Insanity there. But yeah, this deck is going fairly well. We can never have enough Ice Storms, right? Ambient Charge, Broken Memories and Ancient Resonance. I think we skipped that. Although Ancient Resonance might have been good. Some AoE damage. I think now we want the spell upgrades. Although removals and dupes both on the same side. That is pretty tempting. But the spell upgrades have priority. Let's take a look at the event first. Monster or Spell Rail Spike? Sure. We can get you out that way. We do have to play that, but hopefully we can. That only affects the spikes. We do need to cost reduce some of our non-damage spells, like the old magic. This one I think goes on one of the Ice Storms. Maybe on a Proclamation actually. The Ice Storms dealing 21 will usually be enough. Not really. Well, we also have the Forgotten Name, so Permafrost is not that critical. No, let's go with the Proclamation this time. What do we need to cost reuse still? Perfect Insanities? I kinda wanna cost reuse the Echo Infusions, but game doesn't allow it. Why? Oh yeah, let's take another True Stone on another Ice Storm. And Spell Chain. Spell Chain goes on an Ice Storm as well. On a true Ice Storm. Do we want to engage in any more pacts? No, I don't think so. That's a bit too expensive for removal. Instead, purge one of these for money. What's up next? More spell upgrades, probably. Although the right side is even tastier this time with the caverns. Good start. Statue is already down. Always like when we can get that done in the first turn. Well, I guess the Nameless Siren is more important than the old magic. Spellchain is a pretty good upgrade for incant decks. Without the Mollusk Mage, our spells are just not that great. But luckily we have double incants and scaling. Take care, Chris! With the magic power scaling, yeah. Eventually they will be good enough. Preserve is another card that I would like to cost reduce. I could perfect Insanity Fell here, but I want to get this Train Steward out. Finally get to play the Mollusk Mage. And now we definitely go with Conduit 3 for Tethys. How can you cost 2? I didn't know it worked that way. But I guess it makes sense. It's a cost reduction after the fact, after the volatile gorge effect, so. Yeah, that's pretty good. Gifts for a guard, Spike of the Stygian, and Eternal Kinstone. Add a candy that can be removed. We generate way more candy than we remove anyway, so that seems unnecessary. Gifts for a guard? Honestly, I don't think I need it. But it's still good, so we pick it up anyways. And I think we go for the energy now. That might sometimes be quite useful. Yeah, this right side is too juicy now. With the caverns on top of the other benefits. Perch a card, gain a card. Let's perch a Bogfly. Stygian, probably Stygian, right? Ugh. Not the one we wanted. Man, our Frost Effigy seems like it has fallen so far. It probably doesn't need to be 3 cost anymore. I want the second old magic. Just to have a chance to draw it earlier. Preserve has become quite bad. And I don't think we want two perfect insanities here. Double insanity is maybe a bit too much insanity. Single insanity is enough. There was the Frostbite option. That would have been my pick if I didn't go for the Volatile Gorge. But we did go for the Volatile Gorge and I like it. I'm gonna start with the Echo Breaks. Cast as many spells as possible before actually removing a target. We can't cast these on other floors right now, sadly. Would have liked to be able to play an Ice Storm there. Have to get you on the floor. Well, not much we can do other than kill a bunch of frontline units here. This wave is pretty disgusting. Nice, old magic. Sadly, we now can't play the Mollusk Mage anymore. Oh, that was enough. Nice. That means we can get the Collector and still take no damage to the units. We take some damage to these super expensive Scorchers. Still pretty hard to do anything on the bottom floor. And our spells are not quite enough to reliably kill this Purifier anyways. I can try with the Ice Storm. I guess I'm better off just playing the Gifts for a Guard instead. That will actually probably solve the problem. And then we can also destroy this top floor. Yeah, that was pretty effective. And just play it for the incant. Sure. Hope I don't regret spending my candy there. But we have a pretty decent generation of those, right? Not crazy, but we can get somewhere. Let's play it. Let's play another one. Let's play an Echo Infusion as well. We don't need to play these, but we can. Well, we're just strong enough anyway, so let's just end it. Guardian's Amulet, Urgent Spine's Preserve. Do we want Guardian's Amulet? We don't have discard. Cost will be randomized and then not reduced. It is infused. We don't need Sap. Soul Crushing Guild, Power of Knowledge, Ambient Charge. Power of Knowledge is a pretty big spell. I don't think I want it either way. To target the big spells, so that we could aim those at the backliners. That would have been a reason to pick it up, I guess. Let's see, base charge, rules of containment and firewall. I will take a base charge. It's unlikely to matter much, but I will take it. I will gladly take a Mind Hold and a Totem Fragment. Very nice. Hold over. Who do we hold over? Piercing Ice Storm? Kind of like the idea of that. Proclamation could also be good. There's a temple here, right? Do we have an Extreme Stone? A Value Stone. Put that on the gifts. Crew Stone goes in the final Ice Storm. Nope, it goes in a Proclamation and we hold that over. It triggers Karuska every turn, so it breaks even on Candy. Surge Stone can go on Frozen Lands, I think. And Ember Stone on the other gift. And we reroll. Double stack. No. Nope. Don't want that. This Ice Storm is still unupgraded. Let's change it. And I think that's it. Do we want to remove anything? What's our relic? Final one. Sure. That's fine. We have 2 removals here anyways. These crypt builders are somewhat uninspiring. Well, with the double Mollusk Mage, they hit pretty hard anyways. I think it's just Frozen Lances at this point. And onwards to Seraph. Zap Seraph with the extra multi-strike. And damage shields. As usual, we set up on the top floor, right? Yeah, I don't think there's any extra consideration to make for this fight in particular. That we want to be on a different floor. Top floor gives us the most time to deal with the sap, and it's generally just the best option for us here. Not happy about seeing the Mollusk Mage in my opening hand here, together with both Sirens and no magic. Okay, my goal is to kill the Darkwings first, so let's do that. That will do. Buffed up Crypt Builder. It sure does the trick. This one doesn't have piercing, so we can actually hit the damage shields with it. I'm gonna keep the Forgotten Trade around. There is an old magic for extra capacity. Very happy to have it. There's also a holdover proclamation. Another old magic, sure. We take these. It's a lot of stuff we consume. And this one we let the cost reroll. Okay, let's see. We need a big hit first. Some small hits afterwards. Should also get the Mollusk Mage on the field. Let's reduce your health a bit. I think you have too much of it. That might actually get us a flying kill in next turn? It's not impossible. What can we throw at you here? Well, stuff we throw here is a bit uninspiring. Doesn't really do that much damage if we play it on other floors. But it might be worth anyways. If we can get a kill here, for example. And save some damage. We would otherwise have to do on the top floor. There we go. It's a pretty clear floor. Start getting a bunch of energy. Ooh, another perfect insanity. Even more perfect insanities. Seraph's health is going down. Slowly but surely. Or actually rather quickly. In fact. This is another 250, another 280, another 220. Yeah, feels pretty OP. This deck. Just throwing out perfect insanities and huge damage spells like it's no big deal. While at the same time growing Rage Sirens to like 300 plus damage. I like it. It's good. It's strong. Tethys doesn't last, huh? It's the problem here. If we set up on the top floor. Didn't really think about that. Maybe we just can't set up on the top floor here. Oops. Because now these spells will be much harder to cast. We do have some tools that help a lot, like this Gifts for a Guard. And Carving Karuska. And we might not need to cast that many spells a turn. But the Mollusk Mage will also die eventually, so... I hope we can last. Okay, that is good. Let's refill our ember. Use this opportunity to incant a lot. Keep you alive. I'm focusing on finishing this fight pretty quickly. Because in the long term, this is a very scary fight. But these ice storms are just carrying us on their back. However that works. I've never seen the back of an ice storm, so I couldn't tell. I mostly see their front. Oh. Not the targets I wanted to hit there. Get rid of these guys. There we go. We didn't need Tethys after all. This deck was actually much more OP than I thought it would be. The gifts for a guard and the forgotten traits carried us. Together with these ice storms, and I guess the proclamation with the Karuska was quite helpful as well. Whew! Strong deck. 67k, not a bad score. Tethys! Finally we got you mastered. Also, Nameless Siren and Mollusk Mage. Happy to see those as well. Did we? Wow. Look at that new incant record. We got 3081 incant triggers. That's a lot. That is a large amount of incant triggers. And we only got the Founding Seal mid-floor. Although our units had 3 incant triggers. This one didn't have any, but both Nameless Siren had 3 incant triggers. So every spell we cast triggered it 6 times, and we were casting a ton of spells with this deck. But yeah, Gifts for a Guard, still such a powerful card. Ice Storm, obviously also very, very strong. And Proclamation. These are the main carries here. Together with these Sirens, of course. Yeah. That was quite strong.